Hey guys, what is going on? It's Jake aka ParkyOne here, and welcome back to another episode of my Hamburg career mode on my channel. Okay, you can see on the screen there, our first game is on the 2nd of November. We're at home against Mainz 05. Obviously, we're back at the VOLKSPARKSTADION. You can tell it's winter, and our team is across the bottom. Paslak is at right back today, Bauer is at left back, and Holtby and Gielen also get a start. As you can see there as well, the table is on the screen. We've played 9 games so far in the season, and we are in the Europa League spots. So we have done brilliantly so far this season, so let's see if we can keep this form going. Okay, the first chance of the game here, Holtby stands over a corner on the left, whips it in, and Arp heads it just over the keeper at the near post. What a header that was from the young striker. Heads us in to the lead in the 23rd minute of the game. You can see they're all ecstatic there, celebrating like mad. But look how he jumps ahead of the centre back, heads it over the number 33 in goal, and heads us straight into the lead. And we're going straight again. Holtby on that left hand side, another corner, and Arp yet again on the near post heads it straight in yet again. It's almost an identical goal to the first one, and I mean, how can I explain this guy's form so far this season? Just look at that. The header from what seems to be an impossible angle. He's running away from goal and somehow guided it inside the near post. What a header that was. Apparently it's classed as an own goal, but I really didn't see the touch there. But yep, 2-0 at the half. Into the second half now as they have some really nice play there. Pollersbeck pushes it straight back into the path of their striker Mateta, and he's not going to miss from there. He does that too often. Our goalkeeper, for some reason, you'll see it again here, he just pushes it straight back into the feet of their number 9, and of course he's going to score. We've lost our clean sheet. But anyway, we move on. At the hour mark here, Arp is played through and he smashes it straight into the back of the net. Arp has secured his hat-trick there. 2 headers in the first half, and then an absolute thunderbolt of a strike from his right foot in the second. You'll see here, it might have taken a slight nick from the centre-back there and their captain, but we're not going to take that away from Jan Fitter. That it's not officially his hat-trick, but I mean, that own goal was pretty dire. I don't think it really was an own goal, but anyway, as I was blabbering on there, Donis has actually bagged us our 4th goal of the game there. You'll see the Greek striker sets himself up and a nice finesse shot into the far post, just inside and into the side netting there. What a great finish to give us a 4-1 lead on the day. But a terrible... see if you can explain this one. Papadopoulos, for some reason, lofts the ball across the 6-yard box with his touch. The ball is headed towards goal, and Pollersbeck, instead of pushing it away from goal, he dived into the net and takes the ball with him, because that's what goalkeepers do apparently, and that makes it 4-2 in this game. But the scoring is not done there, as Narrate is played in on the right hand side by Pereira, and there we go. 5-2 is the scoreline with 10 minutes to go. We've scored 5 goals today. Jan Fitter Arp's unofficial hat-trick, Donis with a 4th, and Narrate with the final goal there, and that is how it stood. 5-2 on the day. Probably the biggest scoreline you'll see all season. And straight after that, we are going into our second game of the episode, which is away from home at Borussia Mönchengladbach and Borussia Park. Langmeier, Franco, Osborne at the back for them, and Torgan Hazard is playing on the wing for them, the brother of Eden, who's tearing up the Premier League at the moment. And Mikel Cuisant is actually coming back home. So the player who we signed at the start of this season is coming back to the club which we signed him from. So let's see if he actually has a good game or not. He's actually on the ball here. Passes off to Donis, gives the ball to Gomez. Arp gets the ball, but his strike is easily saved by Iliev. And we'll speed up the play here because I just wanted to show, look at this move. So from losing the ball inside our own 18-yard box to winning it back, leading all the way up to a through ball from Donis. It really would have topped it off if Donis finished that, but he didn't. The keeper pushed it wide, but a brilliant volley nonetheless by who else but Jan Fitter Arp. Look at the technique in here. I know it's in an open net, but it still takes skill to score a volley like that, swinging his standing leg to get even more power on the strike. But a free kick from here, Osborne passes it off to Lulic, and the strike goes just wide of the near post there. Pollersbeck, I think he had it covered, And that takes us into the half. Our 20-minute goal is the difference there. Okay, the first chance of the second half here. Pizzi passes off to Lulic. A brilliant through ball there for Vardy. And it looks like Van Drongelen's pressure was just enough to put him off, as Pollersbeck easily collects. Newhouse here, passing off to Plee on the right wing. Crosses it into Pizzi. And seemingly unmarked there. He just passes it into the top corner. To be honest, I'm not really blaming Pollersbeck there. I'm blaming the back line, because I don't know where the defence is. Cuisant, I swear he's still got allegiances with Borussia Mönchengladbach. He just ran away from the attacker there and just left him free in the box. But anyway, 10 minutes to go. Narrate is running down the right wing here, crosses the ball in, and somehow, I don't know how he's done it, but Donis has managed to flick the ball past the entire goal. I know what he's aiming for. He's aiming for the far post, but it doesn't quite happen, and that means that the final score does not change in that one. Going into the third game of the episode, and a really tough one for us, is Hamburg versus Red Bull Leipzig at the VOLKSPARKSTADION. You'll see the table here, we've actually snuck into the top four here, and Red Bull Leipzig are down in 7th, so God knows how that's happened, but we all know how good of a team Red Bull Leipzig have, so let's see how we get on with this one. Okay, the first chance of the game here. Meneer passes off to Donis, gives it back to Meneer. Can he finally get off the mark this season? He strike straight off the post. He actually loves hitting the post. I don't get what it is with him. He can't score, but he loves hitting the post. Soler hit on the edge of the box. A decent strike down low. An absolute daisy cutter there. Pushed wide by our goalkeeper. Okay, Donis here passes off to Pereira. Pereira acting very patient there, gives the ball back to Donis, and somehow Mvogo manages to collect the ball there and keep hold of it. From that distance and that kind of power, I'm not sure how he's done it, but a brilliant free kick here from Lewis Holtby there, a left-footed curler right towards the top corner, and Mvogo had to be at full stretch there to keep the ball out of the net. Absolutely brilliant save there. Donis here with the first chance of the second half, passes through to Pereira, and Mvogo yet again with an acrobatic save to keep the score at 0-0. That guy has been on fire today. But Sabitzer here for the chance for them, running down the right wing, cross the ball in, and to be honest, yet again the marking was very lax, and their number 44 Campbell has just headed it in. You'll see it here, he crosses it in, and Bauer is nowhere to be seen. He's 2 yards back from where he should be, and it's an easy header to head them into the lead. But anyway, Gielen is running down the right hand side, and they crossed it in for a headed goal, so we thought, why not? So Gielen crossed it in towards Walter, and Remy, of course, heads it straight into the back of the net. You'll see, look at the technique on this header. Thrusts all his power into that, goes absolutely flying, and all for the cause there. Remy Walter gets us back level, and that is how the score finished. He actually earned us a point there, so well done to the centre mid there. And here is a big game. An absolutely massive game for the season, away at the Allianz Arena against Bayern Munich. They have Wagner, they have Acuna, they have Sanchez, Goretzka, like the names go on. They're the top scoring club in the league, so we've gone with a full strength side. We're trying to throw absolutely everything we've got at them. We actually went 4-3-3 attack in this game, just to try and push even more players forward. But the first chance of the game did fall to the home side here, as Acuna passes back to Wagner. Manages to, I don't even know, like, he threw his back into Walter outside the box, and he snuck inside apparently. I don't know how. That is definitely not a penalty in my eyes. It wasn't in the box, and it wasn't a foul, so I don't know what's happened there. And Tolisso bags right into the bottom corner. Pollersbeck dives the wrong way, but I think there's a little bit of injustice there and kind of swayed the game into Bayern Munich's favour there. As you can see, a perfect pen nonetheless. You've got to give credit where it's due. That no keeper is saving that penalty. And unfortunately, that's the only chance of the first half there. So Timo Wagner's dive on the edge of the box was the only chance. But a mistake at the back here. Papadopoulos kicks the ball all the way to Alaba. Sanchez gives the ball to Acuna, and his near post strike hits the post and comes back out, but leads to nothing, luckily for us. But Meunier here on the right hand side cuts back inside, and he hits the post this time, and somehow the guy who you want on the end of that chance, Jan Fitter-Arp, can't finish it. I don't know how he's managed to hit that over, but I don't know. There's another chance that he's missed. His right footed strike there, drilled straight past the post. We just couldn't get it on target this game, but Fekir passes off to Lewandowski, gives it to Thiago, and a brilliant save there from Pollersbeck. Kind of brings back the reputation he had last season with us, but a brilliant save there nonetheless. And Cuisance here crossing the ball in, and you'll notice something drastic here. We're actually past the allocated added time, and Jan Fitter-Arp has actually gone down injured. To add insult to injury to what could have been a brilliant season for the young man, it looks like he's injured, and guess how long for? He's out for 8 weeks with his dislocated shoulder, so that is an absolute strain on his season. He could have been the top goal scorer by an absolute mile, but he's out for 2 months, and so unlucky. But we're going into the final game of the episode here against Werder Bremen, and you'll see it on the bottom there. We're going with a very rotated side, to be honest. I'm liking Gyro's play at the moment, so he's actually starting on the left for us, and you'll see there Max Cruz is actually playing up front for them. So, and Eggestein as well, who I've actually been looking to bring in January, maybe one of the targets, I'm not sure yet. But Narsing here on the right hand side, the ball finds its way all the way to Cruiser there, and a brilliant save from our goalkeeper. 35 minutes in is the next chance, and Garay, I don't know how many times that ball bobbled back to him, but it seemed like it was destined for his feet. The centre-back absolutely fires it straight into the back of the net. The captain gets the goal for Werder Bremen. You'll see here, Jung, he must have hit him about 3 times. He steps out of the way eventually, and then he hits it straight into the top corner. What a strike for a centre-half there. But Donis here, right down the other end, gives it to Gyro. Gyro runs down the wing, cuts back, and a brilliant block from their defender there to keep it at 1-0, and that is how it stayed at the half. Garay's 37th minute goal is the only one in the half. Okay, Gielen with the first chance of the second half here, gives it to Van Drongelen, gives it to Walter, a brilliant diving save there, and unfortunately Donis cannot control the rebound there. Gielen here running outside the box, gives it to Gomez. Sergio Gomez takes a touch, steadies himself, and finesses it straight into the bottom corner to make it 1-1 in this game, bringing us straight back into it. You'll see here what a brilliant technique that is, touching it, spinning, and drilling it straight into the bottom corner. I mean, it earned us a point, so it's definitely worth talking about. And here you go, this is the end of the episode. Arp, unfortunately, has 8 goals in the league, but he's out for 8 weeks as well, so I don't think he's going to stay the top goal scorer in this league, but there's nothing we can do now. Bayern really had a grudge against us with Wagner's dive and the injury on Arp, but that is it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe if you want, and you know what guys, see you later.